I would like to, from the outset, I'd like to tell you about the following. The title of my presentation is The Citizen of the World 10 Advices on How Not to Spend Your Money in Vain. Here's the information about what we are doing, and this is my information about me personally. And then you can consider the presentation you will be circulated after the workshop is over. Well, we had the Montenegro, Emirates, Slovakia, and we were talking about the fact that the world is full of opportunities. And we are convinced that uh, we can become the citizen of the world. It's a very interesting question about the status. Who is the citizen? If you consider the definition from Wikipedia, a citizen is a physical person legally belonging to a certain state that is having a certain citizenship. And we have heard today that passports also have different colors and they're vested with different advantages. Talking about the citizenship, this is the opportunity to impact the political life. That is, we can select we can elect or be elected by somebody. What are you looking for? Why did you come to this workshop? The question that I'm highlighting right now is the correctness of your choice, because the biggest because your unfulfilled expectations will make you desperate. The most difficult algorithm is how to understand yourself and to make a reasonable decision to participate in a certain program. Why do I need to change something in my life? It's very important here to select from the very outset who are you going to do this with. Today we have heard the accentuation that it's very important to understand who is going to be your provider, lawyer, or consultant that will lead you through all the points of the algorithm. You need to um, make up your mind as to whether that will be a provider or a lawyer. So don't be afraid to overpay, because these this kind of services cost approximately the same in every country. You need to uh, you need to pick out the person that you will be trusting, the provider that you will trust in, or a consultant or a lawyer that you'll be trusting in, to select the right kind of program, and they will help you um, to make up your mind as to the residency, as to the um, permanent residence, permanent residency, or citizenship, or a visa program, or the tax residency program, etc. Uh, so the money and time you will have spent would have provided you with the desired outcome. It's also very important to understand whether or not your current status will change, because some of the participants were asking if they can get the Montenegrin passport, because since in Ukraine the dual citizenship is forbidden. It's very important to understand whether or not in your native country your status, how will your status change in the country of your origin. It's very important to um, submit your documents and make all the payments in a timely fashion, given the lucrative discounts that some of the countries and regions are offering. Also, you need to abide by all the program conditions and requirements. and you need to know whether or not it can eventually change your status if you want to leave the program. Of course, the most difficult thing is to understand yourself. I'd like to offer you some 10 answers to the questions. Uh, the question number one is, what is it that I really want? Why am I upset about my current status?
переезда.
I want whether I want safety, security, or do I want to be do I want the freedom of travel? And the second question is whether or not you are ready to move to a different country, to leave your own country. Question number three has to do with knowing languages. How, to what extent are you ready to learn something new? Do you have a good command of the language? Because citizenship usually implies a basic knowledge of some sort of language. We were talking about the fact that, for example, with Olga, we were talking about the fact that in UAE you don't need to know Arabic, but you need to know English. And also, your choice is based upon certain facts they consider: where their relatives live, where would you like to acquire your real estate. For example, we're talking about Montenegro. It has to do with children where there is a registered, perhaps there's a registered company somewhere. Should we talk about, should we discuss this in a general way? We need to ask ourselves a question as to whether I'd like to move somewhere nearby, or do I want to move somewhere far away, like the United States or Asia or Europe. There are also questions regarding business. For example, you move into a different country. What are you doing there? Or perhaps you will not be moving there. You and but you will only get a certain status over in that country. The next question has to do with the budget. I saw how that Sophie Sin was answering detailed questions regarding the budget. It's very important to understand the issue of budget should be understood in a very implicit way. There is the official program. There are additional services. How much do they cost? How much can you afford? You need to come up with your budget, because you will be asked about the amount of money you're ready to spend by developers, by real estate sellers, etc. And also another question has to do with your family. You need to legalize your relations if you have your family, because the non-legal families are, for the most part, are not admitted. You need to consider the kind of who will participate with you in the program amongst your relatives. Also, you need to make up your mind as to what it is that is attractive for you, whether it is the investment program, the purchase of real estate. The next question has to do with taxes. You need to deal with the taxation issues. You need to consider your current status, tax status, and the kind of taxes that you are waited for in the country where you are planning to live, in the destination country. Talking about the taxes, you need to assess your current status, and I hope that these questions that you can see up on the screen will help you to make up your mind with regards to the program. First of all, people that have been actively traveling in time past need to understand this very well. Which of which country are you a tax resident? Do you have the confirming document confirming your status? Olga Shishkina told us about the need to submit the tax status certificate. Do, do would you like to change it? How much, in fact, how much of taxes do you pay? Uh, what is the amount? What is the tax rate? Many people, upon moving to some European country like France, Spain, where the tax rates are very high, people for the first time start thinking about how much of taxes did they pay in the country of their origin. To what extent are you ready to move to a different country? How ready are you to leave your own country? And last but not least, why do you want to leave? You need to list 3 reasons. Well, concluding my short presentation, I'd like to wish every one of you to have your opportunities coincide with your possibilities. If anything of what I told you about was profitable for you, then please use this presentation. I'm going to leave it to you for you to use. I just like to say that everything you would like to do, please do everything you do according to the law. So it would not be some illegal channel of getting for example, a Romanian passport for 3,000 USD. Always consider this issue of whether or not it is legal. I'd like to say that whatever you choose, it's very important that your new status should only improve your current situation.